Well, I'm in the Brecon Beacons. Don't ask me to pronounce any of this, but I'm near the Usk Reservoir. I'm going to camp somewhere around there. I haven't got a lot of time. Drove here from Hereford. Just wanted a night out after doing the Brecon Beaks. Sorry, correction, after doing Dartmoor. Forgot where I was for a second then. So I'm going to make my way into the forest over there, basically find a flat place to camp near the reservoir. Just a quick one-nighter, really. Well, that's the Usk Reservoir. That's one Welsh word I can pronounce, USK. So I'm trying to find a site. I'm sure I will, but it's now 4 o'clock, so I better get a move on. Sunset's at 16:30, I think. So yeah, see you in a minute. I've gone into the forest itself. I'm looking for some standing stones, and hopefully they're on flat ground. This definitely isn't flat. Someone told me it's perfect to camp around here, but it's not exactly true. So the light's running out and I've got to get up this hill, and hopefully it's flat at the top and I can pitch up. If not, I'll just have to carry on walking in the dark until I find somewhere. Well, I'm running out of options, really. I mean, this is the flattest ground I've found. It's not ideal. I'm on a main path here. I might make my way where they've coppiced that bit there and see if I can get on to that moorland there and pitch up as soon as I can, because I'm running out of light. I can do it in the dark, it's not the end of the world, but I'd rather do it in the light. Now, I don't know how boggy it is down there either. It could be an absolute nightmare, just like Dartmoor was a couple of days ago. So I'm looking hard and thinking this is my only option, I think, really. So let's get down there. Well, this leads to the physician's well. It's a footpath, so I'm going to try this and see if I can find a flat area. Hopefully I can cross the river. I should be able to cross that one. A lot better than Dartmoor. Let's get across it. Not a bad view, but I'm trying to find somewhere to camp. It's a nightmare. It's so boggy around here. Someone told me this area is great. I think they got it wrong. Anyway, I'm going to try and find a flat bit up there. Well, I got pitched in the dark. Got a very powerful Petzl Swift RL. I'm trying out an Exped mat. So winter one, it's only £110 compared to the X-Therm from Thermarest, which is about 170, 180 thereabouts. So this was 110. I got it in Trekit in Hereford today. So Trekit's a store I recommend you visit or use online, whatever, because they stock some quality stuff. I just bought this jacket today as well. It's an Arc'teryx Proton LT or Proton Light. So anyway, I've got a new mat and a new Exped pillow. So let's give it a try. If it goes down to -20 like it said it would, well, I'll be quite happy. So at this price, at £110, I thought it was a bargain. So I'm not going to cook tonight because I just don't feel that hungry. I'll probably eat in the morning when I get down off the top of this. I'm roughly at about 400 metres above sea level, about 1,200 feet, somewhere like that. I don't know the name of the mountain because I haven't looked on the map yet. I just ploughed my way up here because I thought it'd be flat, and it's flat enough, but not perfect. I'm next to a trig point. I'll show you more in the morning. Not a bad view, both sides of the hill. I presume I'm still in the Brecon Beacons National Park. I really shouldn't be camping here. I can see sheep farther along down. I can see quad bike tracks. So I might have company in the morning, you never know. Most farmers are okay as long as you don't leave a mess. Sometimes they get a little bit annoyed, but I usually can win them over by saying I got lost or something. So yeah, roughly about 1,200, 1,500 feet above sea level. The wind's about force 5, 6. The tent's coping quite fine. Didn't have much trouble pitching it. So yeah, hopefully it'll dry the tent out because Dartmoor made it very wet as well. So hopefully this cold, I think it's a northerly wind, will dry the tent out. See you in the morning. If anything happens during the night, I'll tell you. But I'm going to have an early night because it's about 6 or 7 o'clock, and I'm probably going to have a vodka and orange and go to bed. Well, the sun's not quite up yet. There's the trig point. That's the Brecon Beacons there, the outer edge. Llandovery down there, town. So I think I'm actually at 440 metres, so quite high up. So yeah, had a good night, slept okay, nothing untoward. I'll show you my tent. pack away now before the farmer comes up here. There's quad bike tracks down there, so I presume he comes up to feed his sheep or whatever. So yeah, let's get going. Well, packed up, just doing my teeth. Don't neglect your teeth when you're camping, I would say. I don't know whether to cook or not. I've got a beef goulash from Blarband, Swedish company. It's got one of those weird things over one of the letters, and I'm not hungry, and if I'm not hungry I won't eat. And I'm not one for coffee in the morning or anything like that. In fact, in the summer I don't cook at all because I just hydrate the food with water. I don't want to faff around, I want to get going basically, you know, most of the day. But obviously you've got to eat, but if I'm not hungry I don't eat. But I've got to be careful, I've got quite a slog to get back to Usk Reservoir because it's really boggy here, and this is the trouble with moorland, it's just the way it is. It's boggy at the bottom. So yeah, I'm gonna make my way without eating, I think, and I'll show you a bit along the way as I get down towards the reservoir, etc, etc. It's been a really good night. It stayed above freezing. I've got new gear, new sleeping bag, etc. I'm going to review it all at some point. I've been offline for a while, so I will go through things, including the Unna tent, the Hilleberg Unna. I've got this new Exped mat, which goes to -20. It only cost me just over £100. So I think, what's wrong with it? And I slept on it last night, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's absolutely fine. If you compare it to the other competitors, like Thermarest, it's about £60, £70 cheaper. So, you know, just a little bargain I picked up in Trekket in Herefordshire, and it will probably do me for many, many years to come. As I said, I will be doing more reviews as time goes on. Right, let's carry on brushing my teeth, and I'll speak to you later. Site cleared. Ready to go. That's got a name, this hill, but I can't pronounce it. It's one of those really difficult ones. It's M's and Y's and everything. So yeah, which one is it? It's OSBM S55 or 5651. I'm guessing that's some kind of could be just a number. Anyway, I've got to make my way down to the corner of that forest. And it's extremely boggy, but or I might try and go along the ridge and come down that way, just puts a bit of length into it, that's all. So normally I would go along a ridge, come down a ridge. It makes total sense. So I might do that, depending on the terrain. Let's get going. I've decided to take the boggy way down to the edge of the reservoir. You can't see the reservoir, it's surrounded by trees. Yeah, I don't want to go down a ridge. There's lots of cattle there as well, and I don't want to do battle with cattle. I just want to eat them basically. So let's make my way through the boggy bit. I've no choice. Well, I've got through most of the boggy bit. I've got to cross this river. Funny, it's got the word Taff in its name, funny enough. So it must mean something to do with rivers besides a nickname for Welsh people. This is the Brecon Beacons. I was double checking whether the hill I was on last night, which I can't pronounce, was the Brecon Beacons. It is. It's a national park, of course. Camping's not allowed, wild camping, but it's tolerated if you do it in the right place and obviously don't leave a mess, etc, etc, and definitely don't light a fire. Anyone that lights a fire in a national park deserves to be shot. Yeah, so there's plenty of camping spots. I'd probably pick one of the worst because I just wanted to walk around the reservoir, then the light faded, and then I had to get up that hill to find a dry spot, and I did. There was hardly any wind, so I got away with it really, but it's bad planning on my behalf. Next time I might just work my way up to that point over there. It's got cloud on it. That's not Penyfan, by the way, that's another hill. The Brecon Beacons is a large park, by the way. So there's plenty of other dry spots, but as I said, you could be moved along, but it is tolerated to a certain degree. Back at the reservoir again. Well, back at the car. I believe those hills there are called the, I'll zoom in a bit, the Carmarthen Fans. Anyway, I'm going to make my way to somewhere else, probably Hereford actually. I made a mistake in the shop yesterday. I've got to return something. So I'll see you next week sometime, hopefully. Back to the car. Really good trip actually. I enjoyed it. Not as cold as it was on the, well, on Dartmoor, because Dartmoor was absolutely freezing. So and I had quite a good night, no problems whatsoever.